All right, so we already talked about a speed analysis of how fast we can get a project to market, but now let's talk about a cost analysis. You need to do this same analysis for every project that you're considering. So there are 20 core cost items on this list for you, and I want you to create a little budget of how much each one will cost for your project. So some of these that we'll go over when we create the infrastructure to really start emulating a lot of different things. A lot of these elements will be shared amongst multiple projects. So it saves us on time and money because once we set them up, like kind of a web hosting account or a shopping cart system or an autoresponder system, so on and so forth, those will be there for us to use for any projects we want to test, any opportunities we want to go after. But there's still a cost involved with a lot of individual things per project. And there's still a fraction of a cost that's shared amongst projects if we do like use multiple projects for a shopping cart system or for a web hosting account. But so domain registration costs money, not a lot, 10 bucks a year or so, but that's something we have to put into our budget. And if we ever go and buy a more brandable domain for $1,000 or $3,000, if we want to, if we go after an opportunity that's really bearing fruit and we want to buy a really solid name to build everything around, that's something to consider in the cost analysis. We have the website hosting costs, which, it could be 40, 50 bucks a month. Website design can be $500 to $1,000. You can get a lot of this stuff done cheaper, but I'm just kind of giving you the kind of higher level stuff. Product label design can be a few $100s depending on what you need designed. Logo can be a few $100s or more depending on how complex or how detailed you want it. A shopping cart service, anywhere from 50 to a few $100s a month. Autoresponder service, 50 to a few $100s a month. Again, a lot of these we can share amongst opportunities, so it doesn't have to just all fall on one project. But like a video sales letter editing, if you need someone to edit it for you and add transitions or special things, that costs money. Initially setting up like help desk software or something like Zendesk where there is a monthly subscription of $40 or $50 a month, that costs money. What it would cost to create an info product if we're not going to do it ourselves. If we're going to send someone a video camera or hire a videographer to go to like a yoga instructor's house where they're going to demonstrate yoga techniques and record them, and then you're going to own the product, which we talked about using that publisher model. What's that going to cost? What are you going to pay the yoga teacher? What are you going to pay the video person? What are you going to pay them to edit after they shoot, to finish the product? All those things are cost considerations. We have programming costs involved with anything related to software. You need to figure out, when you post a job or kind of look at similar projects in Odesk, things like that, how much a similar type of thing is going for. Is it $300, $200, $2,000? You need to know those things. Copywriting, if you don't know how to copyright, you need to hire someone to do it. What's that going to cost? If you're going to sell a physical product, how much is it going to cost to stock your initial inventory? Do you have to buy 1,000 of the $5 things in order to get the $5 price? So it's going to be $5,000 plus whatever transport costs there are to get the inventory to your warehouse. If you're not going to create pay-per-click ads yourself, you'll have to pay someone to write them. Same thing with display ads. You'll have to pay a designer to design them. Hiring staff, of course, costs money. And then money to actually test pay-per-click ads. It's going to cost you at least a few $100. Testing some display ads, you probably want to test with a few $100s. And by the way, if you're on a very strict budget, there's a lot of ways to cut costs here and do things cheaper or leave things out. But I'm just giving a basic overview of what most projects kind of contain. So content writing, if you want to hire someone to write a bunch of content for you, again, that costs money. Of course, there's different miscellaneous software that you may need, like audio editing or video or software to do this or do that for the project. But that costs money. But these 20 are kind of the core costs in any project for the internet. There could be some others that I didn't list here depending on the type of project, but these are the basic ones. But either way, when you think of a project, you think of an opportunity, I want you to do a project cost analysis. Make a list, make a spreadsheet, make a budget of kind of how much you think it's going to cost, at least at a minimum, to get off the ground. Because when we analyze opportunities, we're going to take this cost into account along with the cost of another one to help us hone in on which opportunities we should go after.